In this position in 1991, 11-year-old chess prodigy Jorge Hasbun sacrifices everything. Let's see what happens here. So in the game, Jorge is down a pawn, but he's castled and has more active pieces, and his bishop on h5 is under attack. But he spots something here. Jorge starts off with knight takes d5, grabbing the pawn and sacrificing the bishop on h5, because after they grabbed the bishop, his point was knight takes e3, and after the pawn recaptures, now we have bishop to h4 check, and the king has to stay in the middle of the board, so king to e2. And now the follow-up, queen to g5, now threatening queen to g2 check and picking up the rook on h1. So his opponent decides to grab the free pawn with queen takes e4, now guarding the rook. But queen takes e4 allows Jorge to bring his rook into the game with rook a to e8, and now queen to f3 to maintain guarding the rook. But here Jorge was feeling inspired. He continues with rook takes e3, sacrificing the rook, because after the queen takes, now we have queen to g2 check, and the king has to walk in the middle of the street with king to d3. And now you might be thinking the point of the rook sacrifice was to grab this rook on h1, but Jorge is down a knight and a rook, so that simply won't be good enough. He's going for checkmate. So rook to d8 check, king to c4, and now queen to d5 check, and king to b4. And here is where Jorge envisions a brilliant combination. He starts with rook to b8 check, king to a3, and now bishop to e7 check, sacrificing the bishop in order to distract the queen from guarding the knight on b3. And if you don't take the bishop, you're getting checkmated, so queen takes e7. And now he finishes it off with rook takes b3, sacrificing the rook and forcing his opponent to resign the game. Because now after either pawn takes, with only a queen on the board, queen to a5. Checkmate.